As a member of the 501st Legion, Kix dedicated his medical expertise to aiding those injured on the battlefield. However, he was not afraid to join his brothers in gunning down enemy forces. As testament to his mettle, Kix had stencilled across his head the phrase, "A good droid is a dead one." Aside from medpacs and life-preserving gear, the clone became equipped with the knowledge of a sinister plot in which the Sith planned to destroy the Jedi Order. Unfortunately, before Kix could alert the Republic, Separatist forces cryogenically froze him for almost 50 years. Upon reawakening, the medic realised he was the only remaining clone trooper in a very different galaxy. Welcome to the Crusade Star Wars Lore episode 142, Kix. Shortly after the outbreak of the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order desperately tried to capture the Supreme Commander of the Separatist droid army, General Grievous. Consequently, following a naval battle above Salakami, Republic forces investigated the planet's surface for any trace of the cyborg. Under the instructions of Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Rex, Jesse Hardcase and Kix searched for jettisoned escape pods. Unfortunately, two commando droids opened fire on the squad from afar, wounding Rex in the process. As a medic, Kix immediately attended to the unconscious captain, noticing Rex had been shot a mere 2 inches away from his heart. Even though Jesse and Hardcase managed to destroy the droid snipers, the clones were in no fit state to continue their mission. In a nearby homestead, Kix patched up Rex's wound. However, even after regaining consciousness, the captain had to recuperate. In the meantime, Jesse took command of the squad. Working with Kenobi and his group of troopers, Jesse, Hardcase and Kix located Grievous. Unfortunately, despite their best efforts, Grievous escaped in a Separatist shuttle, rendering the mission unsuccessful. Hoping for a better outcome, Kix accompanied the 501st Legion to Umbara, where they faced the Umbara militia and a fierce Separatist occupation. Relentless, the enemy wounded many members of the 501st, working Kix overtime as a result. The situation only worsened when Jedi General Pong Krell took charge of the Legion due to his unorthodox methods. After reluctantly trekking through rough and barren terrain for 12 hours straight, Krell's men were ambushed. Amidst the rain of blaster fire, Kix administered temporary stimulants to save as many injured as he could. However, the casualty count only intensified as the conflict continued, forcing Kix to leave men behind. Many clones then began to question Krell's orders. As a result, against the Jedi's instruction, Kix helped Fives, Jesse and Hardcase prepare for a daring mission. Their quest to breach enemy lines and destroy a Separatist supply ship ultimately succeeded, even with Hardcase's sacrifice. Upon return, however, Fives and Jesse were court-martialed for defying a direct order from a general. Consequently, against protests from Captain Rex, the two clones faced a firing squad. As part of the firing squad, Kix readied his blaster. He prepared to gun down his brothers. However, when the call came, the clones purposefully missed their targets. Krell was infuriated by yet another betrayal, but he quickly enacted a betrayal of his own. The Jedi ordered his men to open fire on Umbaran soldiers disguised as members of the 212th Attack Battalion. After a short and bloody affair, Rex realised that their enemy were not Umbarans at all, rather fellow clone troopers. When confronted, Krell activated his double-bladed lightsabers and began cutting down his supposed colleagues. After many more clone deaths, the Jedi was eventually stunned and brought into custody. As it turned out, Krell had been colluding with the Separatists the whole time, hoping to join their ranks following the Battle of Umbara. Realising this, Rex sentenced him to death, but before the captain could carry out the execution, Krell was shot dead by his most loyal soldier, Dogma. Not long after, Kenobi's forces managed to take the planet's capital, officially ending the bloodshed. Following the battle for Anaxis, Kix began to doubt the so-called virus fellow clone trooper Tup had contracted, which caused him to shoot dead Jedi Master Tiplar. Eventually, Kix learned of the biochip implanted in every clone soldier, which was capable of receiving orders directly from Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. However, his investigations did not go unnoticed. Subsequently, before he could warn the Republic and the Jedi, Kix was kidnapped and tortured. Feeling deceived by the trooper, the Separatists loaded him onto the Obrexta Free in a cryogenically pod to later face Count Dooku. But as it turned out, Kix would never make it to Sereno. In retaliation, Republic forces attacked the Separatist cruiser as it took off. Without time to raise their shields, the Obrexta faced considerable damage. Concluding that they would never reach Sereno, the crew were forced to make a hyperspace jump to a random destination in the galaxy, where the Republic would have no chance of finding Kix and uncovering the plot to destroy the Jedi Order. Around 50 standard years later, in a cantina on the desert world of Ponema Terminal, the Elfidian pirate Sidon Afano and his crew managed to decode a Clone Wars era transmission, in which a Separatist battle droid desperately emphasised the importance of certain cargo belonging to Count Dooku. Immediately recognising that the signal must have arrived from a crashed Separatist vessel on Pomona, Afano and his crew sprung into action. However, they weren't the only ones looking for a big payday. As various other pirate gangs and raiders looked to claim the treasure for themselves, a huge battle broke out between Afano's crew and the Grey Gundarks. Somehow, Sidon and company managed to defeat their longtime rivals and arrive first at the downed Separatist craft. Carefully, the crew navigated their way through narrow corridors to the ship's vault. However, to their shock, the vault did not contain valuable treasure, rather a cryogenically pod containing a sleeping being. That's right, the crew had discovered Kix, the last remaining clone trooper. With nothing left to lose, Afano awoke Kix, who seemed startled and shell-shocked as he gasped for air. Immediately, the clone began to explain the danger the Jedi faced and how he had to warn the Republic. But due to his panic and confusion, Kix fell unconscious. 3 weeks later, still in deep shock over the many revelations since his reawakening, Kix pondered how different the galaxy would feel if he just managed to forewarn the Jedi. However, he realised that history could never be changed, and with that, Kix agreed to join Afano's crew, in which he could scour the galaxy and discover new treasures. Now it's time for this week's question. How differently would events have changed if Kix had managed to forewarn the Jedi Order of their planned demise? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to vote for next week's episode by participating in the card poll on screen now. And to have your say in future lore videos, head on over to thekargazans.com and get voting. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to click the video on the left as it details the life story of Captain Afano and his discovery of Kix. Thanks for watching, and for more Star Wars related content, keep a look here to the Kargazans. The cruiser was littered with deactivated battle droids and corroded metal. As they reached the bridge of the battleship, they noticed the droids were slowly reactivating due to an ion storm that swept the region months before, so the crew raced through the ship to find and claim the treasure before the droids could pose a threat. They discovered the ship's vault and surgically opened it with a blaster rifle and some explosives. What was inside surprised everyone, however. Instead of lightsaber crystals, the crew discovered a cryogenically pod containing a sleeping being.